Hello, you're watching Up New X, and today let's talk about a period drama that has recently started airing on the platform Youku, 花间令 in Blossom. This is a 32 episodes period drama, and I think nobody really cares about the plot of this drama up to this point if they're still watching. Mostly people are just using it as a very unusual, probably first time ever, controlled variable experiment of when you have somebody who does not know what acting is, shows up as the lead actress of a drama, what can happen, to compare that to an actress who actually knows what she's doing. I know this sounds confusing. Watch this video, you'll know exactly what I mean. First, some basic information. This is a 32 episodes period drama that has started airing on March the 15th. In case you don't know, 315 in China is a date that has been going on for decades, called 消费者权益日, literally means Consumers' Rights Day. Usually every year, on the day, CCTV, China Central Television, is going to put out this show that collects everything they've collected in the year past of all the wrongdoings, of all types of things that hurts consumers' rights in China. For example, food safety and all the frauds and cheats and fake products. Funny that the drama went live on that day, considering that most people who have spent time watching this drama will probably think between the two female lead actresses playing the same role, there's definitely a real and a fake one. As a 32 episodes period drama, it was shot from April to August last year, and it's led by Liu Xueyi and Ju Jingyi. You have another female lead who only shows up for a very brief time in the drama, yet she becomes absolutely the center when the drama starts airing, which would be Zheng Hehuizi. In terms of the drama itself, I'll quickly tell you what kind of story it is without spoiling it too much in case you want to check it out. Female lead and male lead are childhood sweethearts, but they separate when they're about 10 years old because the female lead's family had some unfortunate things happening to them. That causes a 10-year gap between them until they meet again. Our female lead character's face gets swapped with a female second row who is standard bad girl. By episode 3, they have swapped their faces. So now the leading actress is Ju Jingyi. She's playing the good girl with the bad girl's face. Pretty typical in Chinese drama land. Along the way, they're gonna break a lot of cases because the male lead for most part of the drama becomes the county's magistrate. And the female lead character for the 10 years gap, where she's not with the male lead, she mostly worked as a funeral business girl who takes bodies, cleans them up, puts them in coffins, who also learns along the way skills about case breaking and coroner from her adopted shifu. At this point, I have watched 26 episodes. Probably from episode 15 onwards, I was skipping because parts of it was just unbearable, and by no means it's that clever that needs your full attention to start with. And before I go into a kind of rampage of rant, I want to talk about two major points. If you want to go into it, what you should be expecting. First point is, the best part of the drama is the first 2 episodes. Once you go to episode 3 and onwards, it's like another drama and it just keeps getting worse. The second point, if I don't tell you it's on Youku, and you don't know it's on Youku, and you picked it up on somebody's hard drive or on some pirated site without logo, you will not realize it's an Youku period drama. If you have watched many Chinese period dramas, because it totally does not look like a Youku production in terms of color grading, the style of camera, lighting, and the level of contrast is just totally different from what Youku usually does. Appears to be much more like an iQIYI period drama that's actually of relatively good standard of production. So these are 2 points I want to emphasize before we start to tear it apart. When the drama started airing, pretty much we've gotten within the first week a round of rant every platform, and people are all talking about this one point, which is now we finally have a period drama led by Ju Jingyi that showed you she really cannot act. And this time, it's totally because within the drama itself, you have a comparison, you have a control variable, you just have no excuse. Due to the face swapping nature of the story, also due to the editing of the story, Ju Jingyi plays the female lead, but she doesn't show up as the female lead at the beginning. Zheng Hehuizi, as the guest star, playing the real Yang Caiwei character, shows up, and she takes most of the screen time first 2 episodes. Then she gets face swapped, becomes Ju Jingyi playing essentially her role. Now, to make this drama actually not so controversial, and probably nobody will rent or even watch it, they should have edited this drama, starting with Ju Jingyi already had her face swapped and playing Yang Caiwei, and only in flashback bring Zheng Hehuizi back, and occasionally and sparingly and spread it out in editing. And that will help the audiences ground their perspective from the female lead actress's face and recognition as the role, starting with her. It's like when a chick comes out of the shell, first thing it sees, right? That's the mother. So audiences would also naturally have this thing is when it starts, who is the lead? Because Ju Jingyi cannot quite act. You need that even more. Otherwise, it crumbles. And we have this example in the drama where they started with Zheng Hehuizi playing the role for full 2 episodes before the switch happens. And Zheng Hehuizi, this actress, by no means the most talented actress in the entirety of Chinese drama, at least did her job properly. She spent time reading her character, understand where she comes from, and then plays it just as a proper normal actress would do. And it happens to work out a great chemistry with actor Liu Xueyi. When they sit together, when they look at each other, whether they're joking about each other or being serious, whether they have conflict or agreement, you just feel it all flows so nicely and you start to ship them. That's the reaction of the general public and also me. After watching first 2 episodes, I really ship them. I want to see the whole story unfold between these 2 actors playing these 2 roles. And I know it's not going to happen because this is a face-swapping one and Ju Jingyi is the lead. As soon as the real female lead actress comes in and takes over and completely cannot act, it destroys all the magic. First, there's a huge disconnect of character continuity. Essentially, the 2 female characters that are most important to this drama, female lead character and female second character, initially played by Zheng Hehuizi and Ju Jingyi, they're just 2 people. Even when they face swap, it still are 2 characters and 2 people. But when Ju Jingyi comes in, playing Zheng Hehuizi's role with her face, she literally created a 3rd character that weren't introduced in the first 2 episodes. She is not playing Yang Caiwei, who was initially played by Zheng Hehuizi, with Shang Guanzhi, her initial character's face. She is playing Yang Caiwei this role as Ju Jingyi herself. So she created a 3rd character. Then our male lead character Pan Yue, played by Liu Xueyi in the first 2 episodes, already established this role on paper and also through his performance, a really good gentleman role. Ideal, I'd say, idol period drama male lead character. And it happens to be that this is one of the better styled character for the actor Liu Xueyi in the past few years in period drama land. It's like everything is finally aligned for Liu Xueyi to have an explosive period idol drama, and then the female lead, the opposite person, just completely destroys the drama. I'm just like feeling really bad for Liu Xueyi at this point. The problem of Ju Jingyi's non-existing acting skill and understanding of the characters creates the problem of first creating a 3rd role that does not exist in the established narrative. Also, making on paper the things that a male lead would do after the face swap that should make sense, no longer makes sense. The classic thing of how this would be written and develop in a drama would be the guy sees the face of a person that he doesn't love and constantly tortures himself with the doubt that why do I see traces of the person that I know is already dead on this person that I don't like? And as time goes on, the female lead will slip up here and there and he will realize, hold on, you are not really who you claim to be. You might actually be that person, but it can't happen because that person is already dead. So he's gonna go through that whole phase of disbelief, doubt, and then try to test out if she really is who he suspects she is. And when he eventually finds out, that's gonna be that whole emotional explosion thing. You know how it's gonna play out. Face swapping drama, you've seen many. And it would only make sense if the female lead actress really is playing it that way that convinces the audiences that's the case. If not, then it's weird. It does not look like the male lead is so loyal and so in love with the female lead. It looks like he's a cheater. He eventually falls in love with a 3rd person that's neither the female lead nor the female second at the beginning. It's a 3rd person who is irrelevant to the 2 other characters, and it makes him look like a zhanan. So what is the problem with Ju Jingyi's acting? I think by this point, after she's played so many roles in so many period dramas, it's not hard to see she's never been trained in acting and she doesn't understand what characters are. What is the difference between this role and the other 10 roles you play in other stories? Different circumstances of how this person is raised and what kind of society they live in, their age, everything impact the way they look, the way they walk, the way they talk, and how they'll be thinking and engaging with other characters. And I don't think she understands that at all. She's never really put any work in that. So every character she plays in, every drama she's been in looks exactly the same. Superficially, she makes sure that every drama she's in, she looks exactly the same, consistent with Ju Jingyi, this idol persona that she has to the public. She has the standard, no matter what, I will have my hairline dusted so that you would think that I have a lot of hair. She makes sure that when she part her hairs, there's no line that you could see on her scalp. She'll make sure that every strand of her eyelash is countable in close-up. Very consistent, glossy lipstick. That does not make sense for period dramas. And then also she has that hair thing that's just covering her cheekbones because she wants to hide behind those to make sure that her face shape looks perfect, and then the ghastly white pale skin tone. So that's the first thing. Superficially, she will always make sure whatever drama she's in as the female lead, she will look pretty enough for herself by her own standard, regardless of what the drama needs her to be. On another level, being an actress playing the role, she has worked out a set of reactions that will look exactly the same. When she's angry, she'll be angry in a very specific way. When she's happy, she will be happy with a very sad expression, and she will overdo it with a lot of little things. There's not even 1 second she would stay still. Maybe just look at somebody with a look and not do anything. She can't do that. She has to move her eyebrows, move her lips, move her eyes, move her body. When she's thinking, she has to signal you that she's thinking, therefore she would be doing this, poking her cheeks, scratching her head, like she has to be doing something. You get this type of absolutely unwatchable performance, and it becomes extremely annoying for anybody to watch for a prolonged period. Previously, she's been in that many dramas, and I think it becomes this thing of a self-perpetuating ecosystem. She plays a role, her fandoms will come and just support her, and then it will somehow create enough of a profit for whoever is doing the drama to make that thing doable for the second round. Whereas people outside of this whole enclosed fandom never really understood why she's there in the first place and never contributed to the profit cycle, therefore it's actually irrelevant whether they like her performance or not. So she's safe in a way up to this point when Hua Jinling happens. This is the first time I think in her acting career that she runs into this type of situation that probably is not expected by her or her team or any of the people who are actually doing the drama when they were shooting it, because a lot of people really liked Zheng Hehui's performance and her role's chemistry with Liu Junying's role. When everything was working perfectly and happily for them, suddenly it gets taken away and destroyed in front of their eyes, and people are like not happy about it. So you have a first round of renting happening when the drama aired, and then afterwards most people quit because the drama becomes unbearable. Like, just be a qualified idol, sing, dance, being pretty, and that's something that has its own value. You know, some people need it, and if you're providing that value, why do you think it's necessary for you to go into something like acting and Dramaland that you know nothing about and just like messes up everything you touch? I feel so bad for the character Yang Caiwei, because on paper she's such a good female lead role. It just doesn't come around that often these days in Chinese dramaland. At the end of it, I would say it's not a drama that's worth your life and time, even though its quality is actually not bad in terms of hardware. If you want to know why people react so strongly and rant about this drama, I think it's still interesting enough for you to check out episode 1 and 2 and probably 3, so that you know when the face swap happens, what kind of like jumping from the mountaintop and ended up in the trench in the ocean, what it feels like. And if you happen to be JJY's fan in any way, just know that I have nothing against her. I just have a problem with her constantly acting leading roles in dramas where she doesn't understand what she's doing at all. And I think those spots should be opened up for other people who know better about what they're doing for the overall benefit of Dramaland's health. Just giving audiences, you know, things that are more worth watching instead of just completely wasting everyone's time. Thank you for watching UX. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy.